Hello everybody, my name is Meisterbloo, and welcome back to the Let's Read of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watanagashi. Let's continue with this awkwardness, shall we? I'm a customer, you know. It's alright for me to be straightforward. My nose is starting... It's funny, I just itched my nose. My nose is starting to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. What? This is... Mion? Is that you? On top of her hair being let down, she was so far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude, I didn't even realize it was her at all. It was Mion! Why is she here? Why are you working at a place like this? I'm helping out my uncle's store. Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about how her relatives have stores in town, and that she sometimes works part-time to help her. Yeah, that was like a chapter ago. Oh, that must be a lot of work. The nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there was no reason to feel that way. Well, actually my animal instinct tells me that the power balance between Mion and myself has been turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to hers. Keiichi, you need to be taught a very valuable lesson. Customer is not always right. Customer actually is very rarely right, I have found out. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. There really is a God. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge? Noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step back. But seeing it like this type of clothing suits you very nicely, doesn't it? It's embarrassing, so don't look so much. I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up the combo. Mion, you have pretty big breasts. It seems like they're ready to spill out even now. All the customers are definitely looking at you. Don't say that. Don't play coy with me. I know that you enjoy drawing all the male attention with that embarrassing getup. I mean, if you didn't, there's no way you'd dress up like that. It's not like I'm doing this because I would like to. Is this alright, Keiichi Maibara? No, it's not! Aren't you taking this a little too far? Yes, you are! Even if it's payback for that humiliation during the day, isn't this too much? Hey, shut up, logic! No, bring back the logic! Everyone needs logic! Don't ever tell your logic to shut up! To pay back Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get. Wearing this kind of getup, your mother must be disappointed. Oh no! You can punch him. I wouldn't have any reservations about it. You can just punch him. I'll tell everybody he caused it, because that's the truth. That part where you can almost just see something is the best. Come closer. Please stop! You still lack the spirit of service towards your customers. Please forgive me. I want to take you home. Yeah, he got turned into Rena there for a moment. No, not that! Entering a version of Rena's cute mode, blood spewing from my nose like a waterfall, I was going until I had no regrets. I was going to complete this verbal humiliation revenge for today's events. Yep, I'll spare you the rest for today. It seems that Mion's neural circuits had completely shorted from the embarrassment. I might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought, but such a meek Mion is something you hardly ever see, so this was good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was good, I never knew. To think the high and mighty Mion would have a hard time being a waitress. That's wrong. This is such a surprising side of you. I want to show this to the Mion from this afternoon. Actually, I want to show Rena and the others. Rena will definitely flip out with joy. Do you think she'll say she wants to work here?
That's wrong.
I could never imagine in my wildest dreams that such a cute outfit would suit you, Mion. I'm saying that's wrong! While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her throat. What do you mean that's wrong?
I'm not Mion.
What? I was taken aback at Mion's confusing words. If you're not Mion, then who are you? You're Mion Sonozaki, right?
I'm sorry. I should have said this earlier, but my name is Shion Sonozaki. Mion is my older sister.
My eyes unconsciously widened with surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. Mion probably thinking there was Mion probably thinking that there was no way such a far-fetched excuse would work, turned bright red while fidgeting nervously. Shion? Shion Sonozaki.
Yes, I'm often mistaken for my sister.
But when we met, you had the kind of response that you wouldn't make if we were meeting for the first time.
That's because my sister is always talking about you, so I knew who you were.
A little bit of a cringe-worthy excuse, that is. But when I looked at Mion's eyes, which begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had to be the leader who was normally overflowing with confidence, a guiding force. If I were to lash out at that Mion, I would have ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand, this foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion. I see. In that case, I'm sorry.
Oh no, as long as you understand. My sister has a lot of enemies, you see.
Well, now she's self-aware of the fact now. Well, now she's self-aware of that fact now, is she? As I unintentionally laughed out loud, Shion laughed with me. Shion, is this your first time being a waitress? It doesn't seem like you're used to it.
Actually, today is, Kei-chan is my first customer.
A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me the same way her sister did. Seeing that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop laughing. So, you said you've worked part-time at your uncle's stores before? I thought you would have been more used to it.
Oh, I have other relatives that run shops. That's why this is my first time I'm helping my uncle that owns this place.
I see. Makes sense. Anybody would be tentative doing a job they weren't used to. Does Mion ever help out at the store?
Oh, my sister is... You see, she's not good with these cutesy things.
I know what she's trying to say. That's right, Mion is more suited for cool things. So, I think having you help out here was the right choice.
Huh?
Shion asks, probably thinking she misheard me. That uniform, it would never suit somebody like Mion. But for Shion, I think it works.
Huh? You mean that?
Shion, like Rena often does, spaced out and turned bright red.
What does that mean exactly?
At least for this moment, it felt like this Shion character actually existed. Because there was no way that the Mion I knew had this side to her. At that moment, we realized that the more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room.
Sonozaki-san, you can take your break now. Oh, okay.
Mion finally returned to her senses. It seemed as if it was time for her to take her break.
Well then, I'll take my leave. It was fun talking to the infamous Kei-chan.
Sorry for mistaking you for Mion and teasing you. Please tell Mion that I will have my revenge one day. Oh, that's a scary face.
Huh, that thing where you were forced to dress like a maid and walk around outside, right?
That devilish laugh and smile, it was exactly the same as the one I knew. That's right. Tell her that I will return the favor for the total humiliation that I suffered.
More importantly, I'm going to complain to my sister about the tasing I had to endure today. My sister will have my revenge during her club activities.
Oh, bring it on! I'll get her before she gets me. This turned out to be nice, even if it did start with Keiichi being a creep. Mion laughed with a warm smile devoid of any remaining nervousness and disappeared into the back. I felt like I had a very valuable experience today. That's right, for now I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But, of all things, for her to say she has a twin sister, I thought that maybe I should ask Rena tomorrow if she really has a sister. But maybe it's better that I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I decided that the person I met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister. So I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. That was a long trip to the washroom, I bet it was! He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece while he was sitting on the can. You poor child, Keiichi.